Erev Tov and Chag Sameach. Good evening, everybody. We apologize for the delay. It's been a little bit bumpy road here on the tech team. Just double checking everybody can see and hear us at this point. Just double checking.
Test, test, test.
All right.
Yes.
All good? Wonderful. So good to see you guys here tonight on our virtual Erev Simchat Torah celebration. We have lots of special things going on there. We have also Consecration, which is the official welcoming of new students to our religious school, which we are very excited about. And they're also participating in the service by way of readings. So thank you everybody who took on these as well. And we're going to be using a booklet here tonight for the Simchat Torah service that we sent to the families who are participating. So if you don't have the booklet in front of you, listen attentively to our readings if you want to follow along with these pieces.
And you know the melodies.
There you go, exactly. And we are beginning with the welcome reading. The scroll of life sits before me. Mysteries of the past, reaching into the future, lingering in the present, discovered, recovered, uncovered, dividing, uniting, exciting. Each year, we read the same words with a new mirror into an old soul. The soul of a people still entranced by your signs and wonders, still faithful to you in spirit.
And we're going to continue with our Eitz Chaim He prayer. And I invite you to do clapping with us, or stomping, or dancing as we join together. You'll notice also that the text begins in the Hebrew, and then we'll do it in the English. So join with us. Shalom, 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 shalom. It is Chaim Mechila Makaziki Maveto Mehecha Me'ushar. It's Chaim Mechila Makaziki Maveto Mehecha Me'ushar. Shalom, 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 shalom. Shalom, shalom. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, and all its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to them that hold fast to it, all its supporters are happy. Last time. Shalom, 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 shalom. Shalom, 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 shalom.
And of course, with every festival that we're also having some festival candles that are to be lit. And for the blessing over the candles, we like to invite up the Sugarman McGiffin family to unmute themselves. It's going to be put on the video stream to, as about to light the Yom Tov candles. The reading is on the bottom of the page.
May the festival lights open our eyes to the joy in life, beauty that delights the eyes, freedom to ourselves, the knowledge of Torah that shapes our moral being, the heritage of celebration that unites us as a people.
Thank you.
Nice job. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של יום טוב.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, Sovereign of the universe, who heals us mit Mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of the festival.
And we celebrate with Shehechianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Amen.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, Sovereign of the universe, for giving us life, for sustaining us, and for enabling us to reach this day. And as at Simchat Torah already has Torah in the name, this is a special reading that we have coming up below. And for that, I would like to invite to unmute the Mechis family to read that for us. Oh, there you are. Hello.
Hi, good to see you. We see you.
Go ahead, granddaughter. Source of life.
Ready?
Every year, you plant within us a new tree of life. May you will that this year of Torah blossom with kindness and not cruelty, wisdom and not foolish, aware and not business. May you teach us all love and nourish us in this every week.
All right, Yeshua. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Beautiful. Thank
Awesome.
you.
All right.
And we continue with Baruch Hu. I'll ask everybody to rise as we join together. And we'll face east. And we're actually inside to face east. Okay, join with us. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Please have a seat. Next page, and we have a reading for Ma'ariv Arvim, thanking God who makes the evening fall. When the world was created, God made everything a little bit incomplete. Rather than making bread grow out of the earth, God made wheat grow so that we might bake it into bread. Rather than making the earth of bricks, God made it of clay so that we might bake the clay into bricks. Why? So that it might become partners in completing the works of creation. Baruch
Baruch
atah
atah Adonai HaMa'ariv Aravim.
And for the reading on Revelation, again, the giving of Torah, which is special, especially tonight, we are having another family who's going to be reading, and that's the Tori family. If you guys want to unmute and also put the video on. Oh, there you are.
Hi.
Wonderful. Hey, good to see you,
We
folks.
see you. Good to see you. Let's
All
hear
right.
it nice and loud.
Guys are still muted, I think. Oh. And we're back. There you go.
Don't forget to unmute.
Yep.
Oh,
Just it.
perfect.
As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael.
All right. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
All right. Appreciate it.
And that leads us into our Shema. And this is very important for our consecration students because you're going to sing this, believe it or not, after me in a little bit. So listen to this, all right? And we're all going to rise as we join together. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Let's have a seat again if you would like to. And next is the Via Hafta. You love God, Adonai your God, with all your heart, with all your soul. And Cantor is going to be chanting this with us. So please feel free to join in.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha ve'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishinantam levanecha, vidibartam bam, vishivtecha bevetecha, uvelechtecha vaderech, uveshochbecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, vehayu letotafot beinecha, uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvrisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kiroshim lelohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim Lihiyot lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet.
And the magic lingers on, apparently.
Is something on there? Aha.
Ah. You should be muted, though.
Or not.
Mute the whole.
How are we?
Are our mute still up? We just heard ourselves chant.
It was a lovely double chant tonight,
There you go.
but I think we're back
Yeah, okay, there we go.
and we'll continue.
So next is a reading for redemption. Let's join together for this one. The Torah is our tree of life, teaching us right from wrong. good from evil. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. The Torah is Chaye Olamim, eternal life planted within us, the source of inspiration and motivation for us to work with each other and with God, to bring sparks of redemption to our world. Let's join together in the Micha Mocha, our song of freedom.
Join with me. Although I hear us again. Shall we try? Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 mi kamocha va'elim Adonai mi kamocha ne'edah b'kodesh נולדתי לא רוסי פלא, נולדתי לא רוסי פלא. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקי הים לפני משה ומרים, ואלינו ואמרו, ואלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. Now if you don't know the words, here's La La La. Ready? Here we go. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ונאמר כיפת אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
I'd like to turn to the Amidah, which is Hebrew for it means the standing prayer, if you want. And in order for this, please rise once more, face east, wherever that is in your location. So turning around to face the ark here at the temple.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufiya tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו ואהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah. Atah gibor leolam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah rav lehoshia. Mashiv haroach umorid hagashem, Mechalkel chaim bechesed, בחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומדום מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
All right, everybody, please have a seat. Just for following along, then the page that says Kiddushat Hayom in the middle of it. And we have, this means the holiness of the day, and this day is special. We already mentioned before, we just, blessed the God who makes the wind blow and the rain fall, and given what's going on outside, prayer heard and answered. That was quick. So what we're having here is Kiddushat Hayom, the holiness of the day, the specialness of this festival. And that's what we're going to be reading next. Our God and God of our ancestors, be mindful of your people Israel, and recall our merit for good and grace, and in loving kindness and compassion for life and peace on this festival of Shmini Atzeret, Simchat Torah, the season of our rejoicing.
Zochreinu Adonai Eloheinu bo l'tova.
Amen. This day remember us for well-being, we say.
Amen. Ufogdeinu vo livracha.
Amen. This day bless us with your nearness, and we say, Amen.
Vehoshienu vo lechayim. Amen.
This day help us to a fuller life, we say, Amen.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh Yisrael ve'hazmanim.
Amen. We praise you, Adonai, who sanctifies Israel and the festivals. Next, we're going to have a prayer for peace. Before the gate has been closed, before the last question is posed, before I am transposed, before the weeds fill the garden, before there are no pardons, before the concrete hardens, before all the flute holes are covered, before things are locked in a cupboard, before the rules are discovered, before the conclusion is planned, before the closing of God's hand, before we have nowhere to stand, bless us with peace. Shalom Rav is on the bottom.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. אתה ומלך אדום לכל השלום. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך tasim leolam, shalom rab al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam, tasim leolam, tasim leolam.
Baruch atah Adonai, hamivarech et amo Yisrael, v'shalom. Blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. We take a moment of silence now for the prayers of our heart. We come back in a moment for an Oseh Shalom.
By Ilana Jagoda. The big thing is in the second part, it has some English that says, may the one who brings peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. Try that. May the one who brings peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. And it goes kind of fast, but we're going to do it a couple times, so you're going to get it. So sing with me this prayer for peace. Say shalom, im romav. Oh, say shalom, im romav. Hu yaseh shalom. Hu yaseh shalom. Hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu. May the one who brings peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. Im romav. Oh, say shalom. Hu yaseh shalom. Hu yaseh shalom. Hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu. May the one who brings peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who brings peace, bring peace down, bring peace. Last time. Oh, say shalom. Im romav. Im romav. Oh, say shalom. Im romav. Hu yaseh shalom. Hu yaseh shalom. Hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu.
Right, and tonight we're having a special ceremony, as I mentioned at the beginning, which is consecration, as we have new students who will be beginning their Jewish studies officially in this year. And the names of our students are, of course, on the bottom of the page. We have Adira Brown, Edison Hirschhold, Adira Macius Hall, Sophia Schumer, Elijah Sissel, Abigail Sugarman McGiffin, Naomi Torrey, and Nora Torrey. Bruchim Abayim, welcome. It's a joy and pleasure to have you guys join us and start our learning together. And to officially address these incoming new students, I'd like to call up now our Director of Education, Leslie Bright, for some words of welcome.
Hello, everybody. Good evening and Chag Sameach, and welcome to all of our newest students and their families. You know, time in Judaism moves in a circle. We don't move from year to year, but from holiday to holiday. And what better holiday to mark your entrance into your journey as a new Jewish scholar with us here at Temple Beth than...
Can we hear Leslie?
Can you not hear me?
You're good.
Oh.
Nope, you're good.
So welcome. I can't wait to watch you all learn and grow and to find your life-lasting joy and pride as your identity as a Jew. Again, officially welcome to Adira Brown, Adira Michis, Elijah Sissel, Abigail Sugarman McGiffin, Addison Herschel, Sophia Schumer, Nora Torrey, and Naomi Torrey. And hugs, I can't wait to meet some of you in person.
Chag Sameach, exactly.
Right.
Not Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach.
You know what they're saying before, after Shabbos is before Shabbos, you know, that kind of piece, you know?
Exactly. So we're going to continue by blessing all of the consecration students. So if you can show yourselves, you don't have to unmute at this moment, but if you can show yourselves, there's some.
Oh, nice. Here we go.
Good.
All right.
There they are. Excellent,
right.
excellent.
Make-
All
Torres too.
right.
Make this as
You
well.
guys, it's so good to see you.
Okay.
All right, so we are going to bless you with these words as we'll ask you to just listen and bow your head a little bit. And this is all for you guys, just for you.
This one just without a hand sign.
Okay, here we go.
May you be like the water, knowing when to let go and go with the flow.
May you be guided by the wisdom of the Torah and our ancestors, even as you find your own way.
May you climb the highest mountains and know that you have the strength to keep going, even when you want to quit.
May you always know that you are never alone on life's journey.
May you have the courage to be who you are and to stand up for your ideals, even when it's not popular.
May you choose your own path and never let others steer you in the wrong direction.
May you always have the freedom to be exactly who you are.
May you learn to love books, and may your love of books lead you to a lifetime of learning.
May you find expression for all your creativity and share your gifts with the world.
May you use your strength for good, and may you come to know your own power.
May you remember that your actions matter, that what you do in life matters, so that you make the difference in the world for the better.
And may all your dreams come true. Amen.
Right.
Should we do? So we're going to say the Yivarechecha prayer, which is the priestly benediction, and it is a very special blessing, and you do this with your hand. I don't think you can see my hand so well, but it looks like, have you ever watched Star Trek? I'm a very big Trekkie, right? And they put their hands up and they say, like, live long and prosper, right? And that's actually a letter in the Hebrew alphabet. It's a shin, which means Shaddai. It's one of God's names. And so you put both your hands up with the shins to bless the people, and that's what the priests did. So we are going to bless you in these words in Hebrew, and then translation, like this. Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichoneka.
May God show kindly upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha Shalom, shalom.
May God turn God's face towards you and give you the greatest gift of all, the gift of peace.
We all sing, Amen, Amen.
Mazel tov, congratulations, you guys.
Mazel tov. All right, so now you can keep your cameras on and you can unmute for a moment, because now we come to our Shema as promised. How many of you know Shema? Have you ever tried it? Yes? Oh, I see some hands up. Good. Yes? All right, so all our consecration students, unmute, okay? And you're going to just sing it right after me. Easy peasy, okay? So here we go. Ready? Shema Yisrael.
Israel,
Nice. Adonai Eloheinu.
Adonai,
You're running ahead of me. Adonai Echad. You guys are awesome. All right, you can mute. You can mute again. And now I want everybody to sing with us, all right? Here we go. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Gadol Adonai iti, oneromema Shemo yachdav. And now we have some dancing to do. And
very
so you
special
gotta
tonight.
stand up as the Torah comes out. We're going to sing Torah, Torah, and then Al Shlosha Devarim. All right, here we go. If you've got instruments, feel free to play them at this moment, or clap or stomp. And here we go to celebrate the Torah.
Everybody
All
please
right,
rise.
Please rise. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. One more time. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 Tziva lanu Moshe. Here we go, Al Shlosha, ready? Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Haolam, Haolam Omed. Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Haolam, Haolam Omed. Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut hasadim. Al HaTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut hasadim. And as the Torah is being unrolled, let us finish. Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Haolam, Haolam Omed. Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Haolam, Haolam Omed.
You can have a seat again, everybody. Please do. And you might be wondering, why did we take out 2 Torah scrolls for tonight? Tonight is special because on Simchat Torah, we're not only rejoicing with the Torah, we also we'll be starting over our reading cycle of the Torah. You know that the whole text of the Torah is cut up into portions, and every week we read one portion every Shabbat in the morning. And these are 54 portions total, and it lines up with the year. You know, there's 52 weeks in a year, depending on how the calendar works for a given year. It evens out very nicely. And what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be finishing up the Torah, the 5th book of Moses, which is Deuteronomy, or Devarim in Hebrew. And we directly start, I always say, roll over again, to the very beginning of the book of Genesis, which is Bereshit in the Hebrew. So we're going from literally when Moses is leaving the Israelites at the very end of the Torah, and moving directly back to Bereshit bara Elohim, in the beginning God created. You know, so we are back to the story of creation. So as Jews, this is a sign, our learning never stops. Our learning is running on like the Torah is a scroll, we roll with it, and we begin right over. There's always more to learn, more to study and discover. And as you guys are entering your official Hebrew studies and Jewish studies at the school here, very excited that you're going to be part of this for the very first time at your consecration. And what we're going to be doing is, I'll be chanting the last couple of verses of the book of Deuteronomy, and then turn it over. Yeah, I'm going to turn it over to Cantor for the beginning of Genesis, so it really moves smoothly from one to the next. But
so first, we're going to do a blessing before the chanting of Torah. So everybody gets to do it. All right. So join with me, and it goes like this. Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach, Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam vaed, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato, Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. So you're just starting school, but some have already been in school and have been bar or bat mitzvah, which becomes a son or a daughter of the commandments. And we have 5 bar and bat mitzvah folks who graciously sent me their recordings this evening of their portions for the Torah. So we'll be able to hear them all, and then we will end up with going to the end, and then we'll go back to the beginning. So here is Sam Lappin, who did Shmini, chapter 11, verses 29 to 32.
So this is from the book of Leviticus.
We hope. Actually, Alon.
Oh, he's here.
Yes, Alon Brown. Hi, Alon.
Yes.
Alon actually sent me his. What's funny is that
Alon's coming.
Oh, well, wonderful. He actually sent me his recording, though, so I can play it.
But he will be present when it's being played, you know?
But we want him to be present. And I actually said Sam first because Shmini comes before, but that was his original portion. But because of COVID, we extended his bar mitzvah and moved it further forward. So we're going to start with Elon on Naso at chapter 4, verses 29 to 33.
Amen. וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור. דבר אל אהרון ואל בניו לאמור. כה תברכו את בני ישראל, אמור להם. יברך אדוני וישמרך. יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך. יעשה אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך שלום.
All right, Yasha
Koach. Did you hear that was the exact same thing that we chanted for our consecrants?
Exactly. This is the priestly benediction that we just bestowed upon you guys who are starting a study of Torah. So that's a very fitting, beginning. Yasha Koach, thanks Ilan for reprising your bar mitzvah portion. That's great.
And next we have Sam Lappin, who will be doing Shmini, chapter 11, 29 to 32.
V'hi
But wait.
Amen. V'zeh elachem hatameh b'she'eretz hasharetz al ha'aretz ha'cholot v'ach ba'ar v'tzav l'mineu v'hatnaka v'hakoach v'halata'a v'hachomet v'tin shamet ele hatameim lachem b'chol hasharetz Kol ha'amei yabahem v'motam yitma'at ha'arev v'chol asher yipol alav mehem b'motam yitma mikol kili eitz ove eged or sahak kol kili asher ye'aseh melacha Bahem b'mayim yuva v'tameh ad ha'erev v'taher.
All right,
Yasher
Yasher
koach.
Koach, thanks. Talking about all like the cleanliness rules that we have from the book of Leviticus there. So
Exactly.
nice,
And Sully Selkin.
clean job.
Very clean job. Sully Selkin is next with the Et Hanan, chapter 6, verses 23 to 25. Sully also chanted beautifully a Haftorah for Yom Kippur this year. So it was really wonderful to have him come, and I invite all of you to come whenever you would like for chanting. So here's Sully.
Amen. Ve'otanu hotzi misham leman havi'otanu la'atet lanu et ha'aretz asher nishba la'avotenu v'yitzavenu Adonai la'asot et kol ha'chukim ha'eleh le'yira et Adonai Eloheinu le'tov lanu et kol hayamim le'chayotenu kehayom hazeh Ustakati alanu ki nishmor la'asot et kol hamitvazot lifnei Adonai Eloheinu ka'asher tivanu.
All right, Yasher Koach.
Yasher
there.
Koach. It
This
sounds
one-
like you just did this last night.
Well, it's been like 6 weeks, 7 weeks.
Yeah, not very long, not very long.
So
And
this was by Hanan from Deuteronomy. It's all about following God's commandments, and we're speaking about tzedakah, specifically giving charity to other people, support those who are not as fortunate as we are.
And finally, Shoftim, we had a duo of Maya Rogers and Caden Michael, and we'll hear Maya first from Shoftim.
Amen. Ve'im yarhiv Adonai Elohecha et yevulecha ka'asher nishba la'avotecha v'natan lecha et kol ha'aretz asher diber latet la'avotecha ki tishmor et kol hamitzvah Hazot lasota asher anohi mitzavecha chayim la'achava et Adonai Elohecha v'lalecha bidracha kol hayamim v'yasafta lecha od shalosh arim al chashalosh ha'eleh v'lo yishafich Dam naki b'keratzecha asher Adonai Elohecha noten lecha nachala v'chaya alecha damim.
All right, Yasher
Yasher
Koach.
Koach. And we continue with Caden, and he did verses 11 to 13.
V'hi ish sunei l'ra'elu v'ora lo v'kam al lo v'hikahu nefesh hamit v'hinas elacharim ha'el v'shalahu ziknei ibro v'lakahu oto misham v'natanu oto b'yad ta chosein ha'alav uviarta dam hanaki mi'Yisrael v'tov lach.
All right.
Yasher Koach. I want to thank all of you because I know that you would have been here and we would have had the whole Torah open and you would have been able to point at your spots. So I really appreciate us all being able to adapt and to hear your voices. It makes me smile very much, and I hope it's the same for our entire congregation. Thank you.
Very much so. Not only do we get pretty much the reprise, pretty much now the main B'nai Mitzvah for this year, as we're now moving over to the turnover from the very end of the Torah, the last few verses, Deuteronomy chapter 34, verses 10 to 12. By the way, if you want to follow along in your booklets, the text is in there as well, also the English translation. So this is talking about Moses, who was the greatest prophet and leader that we have in the history of our people, and that there was none like Moses before, led the people out of Egypt and gave them Torah into the world. So this last portion is honoring Moses. You already blessed the Torah earlier, so you're ready to jump in with the chanting of the last couple of verses. ולא קם נביא הות בישראל כמשה, אשר יראו אדוני פנים אל פנים. לכל האותות והמופתים, אשר שלחו אדוני לעשות בארץ מצרים, לפרעה לכל עבדיו, ולכל עצו, ולכל היד החזקה, ולכל המורא הגדול, אשר עשה משה לעיני כל ישראל.
And we should sing a
special blessing. It's about maybe go from strength to strength and strengthen one another.
Which is Chazak, Chazak, v'nit chazek. So sing with us. Chazak, Chazak, v'nit chazek. And we will go on and we will be strengthened because we're going right back to the beginning. And so we begin here with Bereshit, chapter 1, verses 1 to 5. And we have the story of creation and the first day with the creating of the waters hovering over the what is it called, the deep, and we hear about the light and the darkness and calling it day and night, and we always start with the evening and then the morning, right? You'll hear it was evening and then it was morning, first day. Here we go.
By the way, that's why we always start our holidays in the evening. That's why we pretty much, as Jews, why don't we start like at like midnight or like in the morning, what have you? It was evening, then was morning. So that's why we're starting our holiday here tonight and Shabbat and all the good times, in the evening.
Here we go. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz ve'haaretz hayta tova v'chum ve'choshech al pnei tehom ve'ruach Elohim merachefet al pnei hamayim vayomer Elohim yehi or vayehi or vayar Elohim et haor ki tov vayavdel Elohim ben haor uven hachoshech vayikra Elohim laor yom v'lachoshech kara laila vayhi erev vayhi voker yom echad. Yeah. All right. And so now we have a blessing. We say the blessing after everybody has chanted. So join with me again. Here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. now we're going to return our Torahs to the ark. They're going to be lifted, and we're going to sing Eitz Chaim Hi, different melody. So join with me. I'll ask everybody to please rise. Eitz Chaim Hi, למחזיקים בה, ותומכיה מאושר. דרכיה דרכי נועם, וכל נתיבותיה שלום. השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה. קדש, קדש ימינו, קדש ימינו And we remain standing for Aleinu as the ark is opened. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך כל הארץ ביום ההוא. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. Please be seated.
So while we are still in the midst of our holiday, we are about to rejoice, but we also think of those who are no longer with us, those who have passed away in the last week, month, year, or in general before, which is this section will be turning into the Mourner's Kaddish, which is a prayer that's praising God despite it all, as we remember the names of our loved ones. For this festival, we do not keep the outside lists there. Just would like to mention those who are, we are in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning. Those are Odette Mizrahi and Martha Pato Pimentel, and also the recent passing of Rita Lowenthal, who is the mother of Rabbi Sarah Newmark, who just passed away very recently as well. Is anybody else of whom you're thinking in this period of time, or you're marking a yard site around this season, please feel free to share the names, either like unmute yourself and say the name or put it in the chat, wherever you are. Right. For all the mourners, we extend the traditional words of consolation. Hamakom yinachem etchem betoch she'ah havalei Zion v'Yerushalayim. May God console you with all who mourn in Zion and Jerusalem. And together as a community, we rise now for the Mourners Kaddish, which is on the second to last page of your pamphlet. Let's join together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach hirutei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitada v'yitale v'yitalal shmei dekudusha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'momav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Zichronam livracha, may the memory be a blessing. So before we close with another Torah song at the end, I want to thank everybody who had a part in the service here today. Our Temple tech team, our President Aaron is here, and Benjamin and Rainey have been helping, keep making sure everything came out nice and clearly today to everybody. Thanks so much, you guys. Also to our Director of Education, Leslie Bright, for making ready, there she is, to getting all these lovely gift bags to you guys so you can follow along with the service, even if we could not be, unfortunately, here in person. So thank you very much also for welcoming everybody as we begin our education. And of course, to all of you who joined tonight, very excited to have you here and to begin, or for some others who older wants to continue your education here at Temple Beth. So, Bruchim Abim, and to everybody else who also tuned in tonight for this special service. So
it's beautiful, and I hope that you had some fun and that you experienced some of the joy of Simchat Torah this evening. We're going to conclude with Torah, and I invite you to again clap, sing, stomp, all of those things with us. Here we go. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. One more time. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Everybody, Chag Sameach, happy Simchat Torah, happy holiday. See you soon.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow morning, like, 10 o'clock. Oh, God, please,
we'll
10
see you
10
tomorrow.
O'clock. We have more service, and of course, Shabbat. As this month, we're starting at 7:30 as we're heading into the month of October. So just to note that. And yeah, excited to see you guys again. Chag Sameach. Have a good night.